Hi, Yas here. So this time I'll be showing you how to actually access the reporting page from Peasy. Now the reporting page on Peasy will actually tell you a couple of things, right? It will actually tell you the performance of your segments, it will tell you the performance of your channels, right? And it will tell you the performance of your campaign. Not only in general, but the funnel, it'll give you a funnel, it'll give you a graph as well, so that you can actually see the movements on a day-to-day basis. So one thing that's good about this is that you no longer have to do analytics in terms of opening up one channel and taking a look there. You know, like for example, you want to do analytics on Facebook, right? You no longer have to go over to Facebook, open up your Facebook analytics, right? Take a look from there, and then all of a sudden, if you're also running the campaign, say on GDN, right? You know, on Google AdWords, you don't have to then jump back and forth between the two platforms in order to actually understand what is going on, right? So in order for you to actually access the reporting page, all you have to do, right, is from the campaign, you just click on the campaign name. This will bring you to the reporting page. So from here, there are a couple of things you can do. Now, if you take a look here itself, there's pretty much nothing to show because again, this campaign has not ran at all. But this is typically what it will look like. In the future, we'll be putting in a lot more features within the reporting page itself. We'll have a full-on SWO reporting page where it will, you know, it will actually show recommendations as well. What is your best performing audience segment, right? So you can understand better as well what segment caters best, or rather what your product caters best to a specific segment. So there are a couple of ways to actually view your reporting as of now, right? So from here, you will actually see these will show the results of the campaign itself. You know, how many impressions the campaign has garnered, right? How many clicks it's gotten, how many conversions as well it's gotten, the total spent of the campaign, the cost per click, which is the CPC, and the CPM of the campaign. You know, this is cost per milli, right? So it's the cost per 1,000 impression. So let's begin by how you like to view your report. So there are two ways you can actually look at your report as of now on Peasy. One is you can take a look at it as a graph. So this will actually show the movement of your campaign on a day-to-day basis. The other bit is that you can actually look at it as a funnel. Now, the funnel reporting is one of those things that are quite interesting because one thing, if you take a look at, say, Google Analytics, in order to actually be able to look at the funnel, right, you will actually have to build the funnel. But in Peasy, the funnel has been built for you. So one thing good about looking at things with a funnel view is that, you know, you can actually take a look at leakages, you can take a look at performance of say a specific part of the funnel, right? You can also see leakages, yeah. And the other thing is that you can also use it as a basis point to actually decide what your digital strategy would be like. What part of the funnel should you start pushing? Because again, as a funnel, one thing is that, you know, we've gotten a couple of cases within say our clients, you know, previously when we're still a digital agency. Yeah, and we've gotten a couple of cases within our users itself, other Peasy users, on the understanding of a funnel. So the reality of a funnel is that, you know, you may think that, oh, okay, my website itself is actually doing quite well, you know, it's garnering X number amount of conversions. But what they don't understand without the funnel view itself is that they don't know how they can actually drive more conversions by just either feeding the top side of the funnel, the middle side of the funnel, or the bottom side of the funnel. So this will actually show the maturity of your processes itself, right? there will be cases wherein the bottom side of the funnel is not, how should I say, mature enough for you to actually be able to run a certain objective, right? So in order to actually build the bottom side of the funnel, you may have to start pushing certain other parts of the funnel before that side of the funnel. So previously, when I spoke about goals itself, right, during campaign setup, is that, say that you take a look at the bottom side of your funnel, and the numbers are not that big. So one thing is that what you can do is that you can drive the step back of it. So for example, as an e-commerce, you are looking to push purchase, but the purchase side of it is the action side of it, of the funnel, is not very mature enough. So how do you build this? You move a step back, so you can go back into consideration, see how you can improve consideration to have people move to the bottom side of the funnel in order to ultimately achieve the kind of sales you want to be seeing. So again, a funnel view really helps in terms of deciding what you need to do. So one way is, from here itself, Peasy's reporting, you can actually take a look at the funnel, right? Then you can also break it down into, say, you want to take a look at the performance of your audience segments, right? Currently, there's only one audience segment within this campaign, but if you have multiple audience segments, it will all be shown here, and you can actually switch to a audience view itself, to a segment view, sorry, to see the individual performances of each segment, right? And then the other one is that you can also take a look at channels. So this is one of the things that makes Peasy far more convenient as well in terms of an analytics tool, is that you no longer have to jump in between channels, right, in order to actually take a look at the performances. And you also no longer have to go through that very messy process of having to build up your Google Analytics as well. So from here you can actually see the channels available. This UAC here is actually a universal ad campaign, so if you're actually running in-store campaigns, this is relevant to you. But for the time being, this is something that Peasy doesn't support, right? But we are looking to build into this as well. That's why we actually have this reporting set up. We have been running tests as well. Okay, so from the bottom side here, basis the audience, right? So I've chosen audience 1, right, as my as the segment that I want to take a look at, and you can also take a look at the individual performances of the channels from here. So from here as well, you can also take a look at the, if you have a specific duration that you want to take a look, right? For example, you want to take a look at what days do better, or rather, something happened between your campaign and you don't understand what exactly happened within that time period, right? You can select that time period and you'll see it all here as well. There are a few caveats here, right? Because at the end of the day, we rely on the Facebook API as well. We also rely on the Google's API as well. So there may be a bit of a lag in terms of the reflection of numbers between the platforms and Peasy itself. But don't worry about it. We are looking into actually building this into a much better and more feasible process for us, not only in terms of the programming side, but also in the cost side as well, because API pulls actually, there are certain fees that goes into API pulls, right? So that is that. And from here as well, you can also set, you can also toggle around the status of your campaign. You can set it back to active. You can, you can pause your campaign as well. So pretty much this is the Peasy's reporting page, right? So yeah, in understanding your campaign and understanding how it works, understanding what does better and what does not, right? Hope this helps. Have a good one.